Hi all, sorry for the delay, but welcome to the live show with DJ Muñeca. Today we have a really exciting special guests, plural I should say. We have the really sick duo poptropicaslutz. Say hi all.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
So excited to have you guys in here. Okay. You guys have been pretty busy today. I wonder, is there anything you could tell me? What have you guys been up to?
Honestly, just running around doing the thing.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I've been dealing with a lot of really random things, and it's one of those days where it feels like everything's going wrong, and it's we're late on the way to this, and there's all this traffic, and it's just damn, hope I make it, but
nothing too glamorous.
No, I've been low-key, I've been feeling that too. I've been listening to Compettress's Need for Speed on repeat, and that's been the one thing that's been keeping me focused. We'll have to do a bajillion things, but wait, okay, actually, speaking of New Music Friday, what has there been any songs you've been listening to that just came out, or
That just came out?
or even recently within the last few weeks, just to put people on?
Honestly, no. I have no clue what songs came out in the last few weeks. Honestly.
Really?
honestly, we're so bad with the new music. I haven't listened to a new song in so long.
I've been listening to the same 15 songs for the past 3 years.
I listened to 2 Fall Out Boy albums and a little bit of Frank Ocean, and that's kind of the extent of it, honestly.
Yeah, and I've been reading a few guys' different interviews you've done. You mentioned that Fall Out Boy has been a major inspiration for you guys. Is there I don't know, a specific song or era of Fall Out Boy that you guys find particularly inspiring?
Definitely the pre-hiatus Fall Out Boy. My favorite Fall Out Boy song I think is XL, the last song on From Under a Cork Tree. The bridge of that song, the to the love I left my conscience pressed through the keyholes of watching jet. That's the best thing I've ever heard. I remember when I first started listening to it, I was had my headphones on, and I was just dude, this whole the whole image that comes to your mind when you're hearing that part of the song, crazy. It's so good. I think everything that they did from 2003 to 2009, perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. Not sure if they would, but
Definitely.
Yeah, and you guys have mentioned that 2003, 2009, but specifically 2007 to be a major inspiration for you guys sonically.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of see that. I mean, when you're talking about the visual world of that song, I kind of see that, especially with your most recent album, the 1925. No, the 925. Sorry, I keep actually autocorrecting to the 1975, which
fair.
is so my bad.
No, people say that album name in a bunch of different ways. Honestly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Same
I'm
with
sorry
our
about
name,
that.
obviously. It's you get all types of
poptropicaslutz and everything. Yeah.
Oh, because people don't know about Pop Tropica.
I know.
No,
it's a
that's
shame.
the stem of people mispronouncing our name. It's you just have to, you must not know the game.
Actually, okay, I really wanted to talk. I'll talk about music and I don't know, deep creative things in a second. But I really wanted to talk to you guys about Pop Tropica just for a quick second.
Cool.
I was a huge Pop Tropica fan. Okay, I forgot what that one YouTuber who filmed all the Let's Plays for Pop Tropica. It was
I've never seen that, honestly.
I know, but I did watch a couple of those videos just so I could beat the different
I didn't know that was
and stuff. Yeah, because
you didn't.
that's how I would beat every video game. Is I would just watch Let's Plays, even though it kind of ruined the experience
For
of
sure.
playing the game, because it's now I just know how to do it. But I also just like to complete things, and I was gonna do it by any means necessary.
Yeah.
You know, so I would always just watch the Let's Plays to figure out how to beat Superhero Island or whatever.
Yeah, well, because I wanted to ask, the question I wanted to ask was what was your favorite island, which is kind of a stupid question, but I just really wanted to know.
Superhero Island or Spy
Island was tough.
Um,
Honestly, the Time Travel Island
Big
was
Nate
tough.
Island.
Big Nate
Big
Island.
Nate?
That was
Yeah.
towards the end of me playing Pop Tropica when they put that in.
Mhm.
But Time Travel,
for sure.
that island was fun. Also, was that the same one that was you played that weird game with the marbles? It was in Africa or something.
Oh,
that game,
yeah,
that
that
one
was the
fire.
Time Travel Island.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a sick one. I
That
love.
was cool. I like that one.
My favorite though, for sure, was always the Greek mythology one. I thought that one was such a sick classic.
I forgot about that one. Honestly,
Really?
they were all really good. I
Yeah.
feel Spy Island sticks out the most in my mind.
Yeah, that's that was the coolest one aesthetic wise. And it was
Yeah.
there's bad guys and stuff. I mean, I guess there's bad guys in all of them, but it was just felt James Bond.
Because that was the Black Widow one, or the one where like I don't know, the one where you got like kidnapped and put in like a museum or something.
Yes.
If I remember.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember I was. Sorry, I'm just getting a bunch of like flashbacks. Me and my siblings used to play Pop Tropica all the time together. But what made you guys choose poptropicaslutz as like the name?
Honestly, like there's no real answer. We were making music together for such a long time, or at least it felt like such a long time. And we were like, we need a name like for like us as a duo, like rather than just like we'll go by our individual names. So like there was just this day during COVID quarantine where we were sitting in Nick's car in a parking lot, because that's like all you could really do at that time, like nothing was open, and I was just like, what about poptropicaslutz? And I like wrote it out with my finger with like a Z and an exclamation point, and he was like, word.
Yeah,
like he had no reaction at all.
Yeah, it wasn't like the aha moment.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like,
I didn't think we were gonna actually do that.
Yeah, it was
but
kind of
like it just felt right. And then like, I don't know, like to this day, like people, it's like a very polarizing name. Like some people think it's the dumbest thing in the world, and some people love it. And I don't know, I feel like it's always good to be polarizing, because at least like it grabs you and you're forced to make a decision on it. So whether you think the name's stupid or cool, you can listen to the music. I mean, the music is good, so whether you hate the name or you love the name, like you can enjoy the music and hopefully look past the name if you don't like it. Or there's a lot of people that think the name matches the music really well, and that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, you know, you don't know what you're going to get when you listen to one of our songs, and it kind of does a lot of things, and we do a lot of genres, so I feel like the name is fitting in that sense.
Yeah.
Yo, and the crazy thing about the name too is I thought it was gonna pose way more threats than it ever did. I was like, sluts and like Pop Tropica, I feel like we could get sued. I feel like, I don't know, like having sluts in our name might be kind of whack, or like people might not like it, but honestly, like Pop Tropica actually commented on one of our TikToks that they love us.
Wait,
so
no way,
they
seriously?
co-signed us, which is sick. That's like the only
Pop
co-sign I've ever
Tropica was
gotten.
commenting on like all our TikToks for like a couple months span.
It was sick. And then the sluts, I think people just think it's cool. Also, like, I think sluts kind of got repurposed, like the word. I feel like it's more of like a badge of honor now than like a scarlet letter, you know?
Yeah.
Like.
That would be funny if it was like popped up like a tramps or something.
Yeah, right. People always like make like jokes. It's like, I'm gonna start a band called like Webkin Whores or something.
We went to London for the first time last year, and we like hung out at a bar after, and some dude was like, there's this game that I've never heard of. It was called like something hotel. It was like a Pop Tropica like Club Penguin-esque game, and he was like, I'm gonna start a band. It's called Hama Hotel Whores. Yeah, I got it from poptropicaslutz, and I was like, that's never gonna work. I was like, is that how people reacted when I said poptropicaslutz? Like,
Poptropica just sounds like a cool word though.
Yeah.
Like, I think it fits because like even if you don't know what the game is, Poptropica is just like sounds cool and like rolls off the tongue really well. So.
But that means you do have a bunch of like really weird, I guess, bastard children running amok with really strange names.
100%.
But okay, so you were talking about how like COVID is a major thing for you guys getting together. Well, because I think you guys were childhood friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the decision like to start making music together?
Okay, well, pretty much when I was like 15, I went to the Life of Pablo concert in Madison Square Garden, like the same Pablo tour. And I didn't know I wanted to do music before then. Like, I always liked music, like most kids do, but I didn't know what... I wanted to be a pro skater. That was, like, my whole thing. And then, like, my mom was like, you can't make money off that. And I was like, well, actually, there's Tony Hawk. But then,
yeah,
and then she was like, well, yeah, you can't make money off that. I don't know any pro skaters that can, like, pay their bills. And I was like, well, I do, but besides the point. So I was like, I went to this concert because my friend at the time, his dad bought him tickets for his birthday. And it was the day before the first day of 9th grade. And I saw the concert, changed my life, the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Still possibly the craziest musical experience I've ever witnessed, even after, besides like playing my own shows or whatever. And then I was like, after that, I didn't sleep the entire night before the first day of school, and I was like, I have to make music. And then we became friends about like a year later through our now manager, Danny. And he was actually at the concert with me too, which is crazy enough. But, and then I was like, I need to start like a rap group or like a band or something. And then one day we were at the beach, and he just started freestyling, like unprovoked, like I don't know, like kind of off the cuff.
I used to do that all the time. I still do sometimes.
And I was like, yo, that was fun. I think everyone thought it was cool because like if you can piece together like 4 lines or something, it's cool because you know what I mean, like because it's kind of difficult to freestyle. But he was going for like a while, and I was like, yo, that was fire. I was like, also because like the difficulty of freestyling is like a lot. And at this point, I hadn't even tried to make music. But after I heard him do that, I was like, you want to be my rap group? And then I didn't even have a rap group. Yeah. He's like, yeah. And then we kind of just like, maybe like it took like a year and a half, 2 years for us to like really start making like actual music together and like go into the studio and like figuring out the whole thing. And then, yeah, like that was like about 2019. And then late 2019, early 2020 is like the real like spawn of poptropicaslutz and the whole idea of it.
Yeah, I want to. This was another thing I was really curious about. Is like, what is the, I guess like division of like work between the two guys look like? Like, is one of you like more of a composer, the other one more of a producer, more of a lyricist, or like, is it like pretty equal, or what does it look like?
We kind of play the same role a lot of the times. Like, sometimes like I'll have a song that I was like conceptualize a little bit, and then like I'll maybe like write like a demo or something, and I'll just like send it to him, or vice versa. Or like a lot of times like we'll be in the studio together at the same time, and then we'll both have like a song that we kind of like or like a sound that we kind of like, and we'll kind of like executive produce it with our close collaborators, and then we'll like write the song together. Like most of the time like we write our own parts, but then sometimes like we collaborate on each other's parts. It kind of is always up in the air. It changes for every song. Like no two songs are alike, but I mean, yeah, I feel like we both pretty much do the same role.
It's interesting because I feel like playing the same, like usually in a group you're like, you all kind of do your, like you play guitar, one person plays drums, one person writes the lyrics, maybe someone else sings it, but like in our dynamic it's like we're both songwriters and vocalists, and like I honestly think like primarily songwriter is like kind of like what we like hold in the highest, like that's like our main thing is like writing lyrics that we think mean something. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic to like do the same thing, and I feel like it's not like that in most groups, but we've like found a way to make it work, and I think it's more so like we're doing the same things, but we're bringing like different perspectives. Like we always think of ourselves as like two sides of
like yin and yang, or like not to be yin and yang because that's like the most cliche duo thing, but like we're kind of like a dyad in a weird way. It's like because say I'll write like a certain part of the song or vice versa. He'll like offer like a completely like opposite perspective to the song, and now the song is kind of like this like juxtaposition in this cool way. Or like sometimes we do something that's like really complimentary, or like if it's a song about two people, it's like the two people's perspectives. It's interesting, and you can do really cool like call and response type things when you're in a duo and you're both writing the songs and like offering your own perspective. So I think it makes it really fun, and also like since not one of us is really writing the entire song, you are kind of gonna be surprised where the rest of the song goes, especially like narrative wise and like lyrically. So it's really interesting. It's fun.
No, I think that's so sick. I want to talk a little bit about like, I guess your songwriting, because I've noticed, because this is something I've seen you guys like talk a little about with your most recent album that came out last year, that like, and this is something I've noticed when I was like just like revisiting a lot of your guys' discography, is that like there seems to definitely be like, I guess like a maturation in both your sound and like, I guess writing. Not that it was ever like not interesting or deep, it's like, because you've talked about this, that like how your most recent album was more of like a concept album, and I thought it was really sick. So, because the first time I listened to it, I wasn't aware of the concept of it, and I was just kind of like taken in by like the really sick sound of it. But I wanted to talk to you guys about like what has been inspiring this like shift for more of like, I guess like a concept in your work. Is this something that you guys have always been interested in, or like is this something like new?
Yeah, I mean, we always just want everything that we do to like really mean something and like have it age well. And I feel like when you take the time to like conceptualize all of like your songs and like your bodies of work, it just makes it age really well, and then people can give each song their own meaning over time. Yeah. And also, it's just really interesting. That's why I love Frank Ocean, because like Frank Ocean's like the greatest like singer storyteller I think ever. Like, because like, it just makes the songs feel really colorful, and it takes you to a place, and it like really makes you pay attention to the song. Because there's a lot of songs that you could listen to just in the background, and you don't need to be paying attention the whole time to like get it or like understand it. But like I think songs that have great stories and great lyrics, you can do that because they sound nice. But then when you're like alone and it's not playing in the car with your friends and you're in your headphones, you can really be like, oh wow, you're like peeling apart the entire song, and like maybe like after 100 listens you finally get the story and it finally clicks. Also, when things aren't really in your face, it's not like and then, it's more so kind of like vague, but it's still telling a story, because I think that's so great. Also, I love when songs don't really have like an ending, like the story doesn't have an ending, it's kind of open-ended. Like I feel like we've been trying to do that a lot, like more like stream of consciousness, where it captures like an amalgamation of feelings, not just like one specific situation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's so much of life, is that it's just like nothing really makes sense, and it doesn't really, nothing ends perfectly, and like there's no like perfect end to any story. It's always kind of just open-ended to some extent. Like, so I really love that in songs, and like I feel like we want to capture more of that instead of just writing like love songs or something.
Yeah. No, I think that's really sick. Sorry, actually, did you want to add on to that as well?
I mean, the concept thing kind of goes back to our first album that we made during COVID. It was called Just in Case the World Ends, and we made it with this whole concept. We were like 18 years old, and we were like, well, like we don't know, like school was canceled and all this, and we were like stuck in our houses, and we were like, yo, if the world ends, like this is our chance to like put something out that like represents us and encapsulates like all of our feelings right now. And we had like the cover was like 3 pigs flying above like a desolate abandoned city, and the whole concept was like it was playing off like pigs can fly, like when pigs fly, and we were kind of saying like pigs can fly, like doing the impossible, and how like people think like doing music is not something that's like feasible, and we were like, well, I mean, if the world's like ending right now, we may as well give this a shot. So that kind of like set the standard for us of like that was the first real thing we did. It kind of felt like everything that followed that needed to have a concept, even down to like our second album, Transparently. I don't know if we've ever spoken on this. Like, we have very, very negative feelings towards our album Face for the Radio, and we just felt like it was kind of like a hodgepodge of like songs that didn't belong together, but like we had already had them made, and there were like a bunch of people saying, well, like this is what it has to be. And even that being called Face for the Radio, like the ugly child of like the, like we look at Just in Case the World Ends, Face for the Radio, and the New 9 to 5 is like a trilogy, the first trilogy of poptropicaslutz. It's like that's the ugly middle child that gets no attention out of like the first 3, and then we kind of like reined it in, took a lot of time on the New 9 to 5 and made it like an album in 1 week, cranked it all out, and we were like, kind of the same way we did Just in Case the World Ends, like what do we want people to know about us now? Like they know this version of us, they know this version of us, and a lot of people have kind of like grown with us and like watched us mature, and it's kind of like, all right, well, let's like really think with this one and give people like what's going on in our lives. So some people felt like we betrayed them on that album. I think, like in my mind, I feel like, because we changed like what we were doing a lot, or some people
925?
just like in terms of going from like that rock sound and like a lot of,
like,
which like if you go
stuff.
through those albums and you listen to the whole thing, you'll hear that like there was a super bad on every album. Like we always did the electro pop, or like mixed in like some electronic and like a bunch of sounds. But I feel like early on people really grew to love us for like the deep emo, like rock leaning stuff. And then we kind of said, well, that's not what we're feeling right now, we're feeling this. And I think a lot of people felt like, oh, like they're changing, they're selling out. But in hindsight, I think a lot of people have grown to understand it more, and they can find like the Fall Out Boy melodic sensibilities and the deep songwriting that like it still lives on that album, even though it's in a different way. And a lot of people who, when the album came out, were like, I hate this, why'd you do this, this was a terrible switch, you're selling out, have like after like a few months went by, were like, okay, I get it now, I love this is great. And now like hopefully they can continue to grow with us and like stick around for the next thing we do.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, when I was like looking through your discography, like, I don't know if like there was always like, it was clear that this is where the direction was eventually gonna lead. Like, it's easy to see that in hindsight, I guess. That like the influences have always been there. Like these like computer sounds have always sort of been like really integral to who poptropicaslutz is, as I understand at least.
For sure.
But like, I don't know. For me, the new 9 to 5 seemed like such like an exciting turn for poptropicaslutz, and it made a lot of sense to me. But
Thank you.
but even then, like saying that like you guys are like selling out or like cheapening your sound, I think that's totally wrong. Like,
Yeah, I think people, like when you're a fan of something
Yeah.
and you fell in love with this one version of it, and like it starts to change, you almost feel like you had like this ownership over the artist, and like you have like this claim on them because they mean so much to you.
Yeah.
But and then like, when it changes, like it feels like you don't know them anymore, and you're like betraying them. It's like, how could you like it's almost like the bridge of cloud love. It's like I remember you were blonde, now you swing this whole other way. It's like it feels like that almost, and it's like you don't even know this person that you used to know, but they're still the same person, just like a new version, a different version.
And I totally relate to it, because like when a band I loved like did something super different, I was like the first like I was like a emo kid, like deep like in elementary school, like really early on, and I was like, if a band I loved like did something different, I was like, screw you, like I hate this, and I was like, I would put my foot down, like I don't want to listen to this band anymore. So I totally understand it, but I feel like that's part of like the maturing is like you understand it because you're like into music and you're like you care about it, and I feel like a lot of people who like are just into music can get it, but like the average fan who found something and attached themselves to it, like it feels like a person you knew, and like that person changed, and that person's like now they're hanging out with the popular kids, they don't care about you anymore. Like I think like people tend to look at it like that, especially like people who are on the younger side in the fan base. Like they're not thinking about it as like, oh, this person's, you know, growing and changing their sound. They're like, this person hates me. They don't even like care to do the thing that I love them for, you know. But I mean, the songs are always there. Like that's like the most cliche thing that every artist says when someone doesn't like their new sound. But like the songs are always there. We're always gonna pull some of them out of our bag of tricks at like the live shows, and you're gonna be able to sing along like you did back then. And and
also like life's kind of just like ever like flowing. You know, it's like
we might go back. Like you know,
you never know. Like and also like I don't know. I feel like you're growing as a person, like you're getting older, like life is just kind of taking you a certain way. Like you can't expect someone to be like their 19-year-old self with their 19-year-old feelings and thoughts forever. You know, I mean, at some point those thoughts will change, like your taste will change, it'll evolve. And I think as people get older, they start to realize that. Also, all the best artists, all of their albums sound completely different. I think, like, at least in my opinion, like I love an artist that has like 3 albums or like 4 albums that all sound drastically different, but it like encapsulates this era so well. They're not just trying to recreate the same like, oh, let's bring back 2016. Like every like song, you know. It's like I think that's like I think that you have to do that because also you can't paint the Mona Lisa twice. You know, it's like you can only do some things once. Like it only hit that same way once. You can't recreate it.
Yeah, that was so lit. We are kind of running out of time, so I just want to ask like one more question. I guess to wrap things up, because I feel like we've been pretty comprehensive so far. But I guess to wrap things up, I guess like a media rec, like for anyone listening out there, like it could be like movies, books, TV. You guys kind of said that like music. I mean, if you want to like recommend on air, like some Fall Out Boy albums, that'd be sick.
I'll listen to Fall Out Boy's first 4 albums.
Fall Out Boy is the best Fall Out Boy album for sure. And funny enough, that's the one that people hated at the time because they were changing so much and they were bringing like this like soul-y sound into it. But that's the best one by far.
Listen to all of Frank Ocean's unreleased music. It's getting wiped off the internet. You're only gonna be able to listen to it for probably so much longer. Find it all.
Eyes Like Sky.
Yeah, Eyes Like
Best
Sky.
song I've ever
Like
heard.
fuck it. Sorry, but
no,
like.
We're live.
Oh, okay,
it's
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, listen to Nostalgia Ultra. Listen to poptropicaslutz. Listen to all of our music. Listen to Vegan if you like background study music.
That's
Vegan.
a good
Great.
That's a good note. We should definitely listen to the old stuff and find what you like, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that might hear one thing and think that that's, you know, what our whole discography is, but I firmly believe that like there's a song. I wouldn't even say a song. There's a bunch of songs by us that exist for everyone out there, and like we do like a bunch of different things, and we're never gonna stop doing a bunch of different things. And you know, even if some people think we're betraying them, you know, the people who like us for the stuff that we're doing now might think we betrayed them on the next album. So
there's a song for you, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your dog, whoever you got in your life. There's a song for them. And
listen to Superbad, because that's the one that everyone seems to like right now.
It is really fire. Like I gotta say, it is a really fire pop song.
Thank you.
Pop, exactly. Yeah, it's a pop. It's a pop
and
song.
There's nothing wrong with pop. Like pop. To quote Lady Gaga, pop music will never be lowbrow. You'll never make me hate pop.
Pop is the best. If you can make pop fun and not bland and corporate, it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, because I mean, pop just means it's popular, and if it's popular, it has to be kind of good. I feel like, you know what I mean. Like, I mean, maybe not always, but if you're making music for the right reasons and it just happens to be pop, you're lucky, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. It's just so awesome to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome.
If you want to quickly plug or where people can find you, then we can.
Poptropicaslutz, POPTROPICASLUTZ.
That's a hard one. That's a spelling bee one. And then also, I mean, this probably doesn't apply for many people here, but got a show coming up, Margaret Hotel in New York this summer. So if you have plans to be in New York, you should definitely come. We play Superbad a million times.
That's gonna be the only song.